I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you now. I had to turn off the fan. It was really loud.
Okay. Are you reporting me to the for my mom helping you?
What are you talking about?
There was some messages that said something about you needing to talk to somebody to report somebody at the right door.
First of all, that's not what the message said. I left a message for the doctor because I needed to get medication, and Brian left me an email, so it has nothing to do with that.
Okay, and I got a question for you. Another question. What was I gonna say? There was in the message something about you needing to get Tionia for med service appointment. Is that true?
Said I what?
That you need to get for a med service appointment.
Yes, they won't do it on Zoom. And I tried to explain I can't get there, and they wouldn't listen. I didn't say a word. I didn't tell. If I'd said something, I'm sure you would have known. I didn't.
Right. Well,
Why would you accuse me of that? You just accused me, though, and I got kicked out, and I didn't even do anything wrong. And I'm scared and didn't get anything accomplished today because I'm so terrified of this situation, and I am being heard by big people in the government who are trying to help. And then I'm stuttering, and you know what my PTSD is like. And now you're accusing me of this. And I asked for help a bunch of times. The police were only Lansing, and you promised for all this time you were going to help me.
I know, and that's what I was. Listen, I have Monday, and I have this Friday and this Monday off.
Well, that doesn't do anything for me anymore. And you just accused me of doing stuff at the right door, reading notes. Why are you reading notes about me if you don't want anything to do with me?
I wasn't reading notes about you. An email went out, and I thought that it was about you, and I should let you know what it says, whatever it was. But then it said that, and I was like, whoa. Because I figured it had your name on it. I should know what it said.
But you misunderstand things all the time. It's just like when
Lansing got,
that's why Lansing got destroyed as well. And my talking, and I needed that strength, and now I don't have the strength I needed. I've done everything. I didn't even go outside to the garden because you said your mom didn't want me out there. I've done every single thing I've been asked to do. I didn't even get the services I needed or anything at the right door because I've kept secrets. So why am I getting calls accusing me of something? And I have asked for help.
To ask you straight up
but
about stuff.
You did.
And that's what I did.
Okay, you did, but you assumed. And then also, you've assumed things before that were wrong, like when I needed to report before, and you misunderstood about the room and what I was doing, but you didn't ask me. You talked to other people. You talked to your mom.
That's why.
Yeah, but you've assumed, and things have gone really badly for me many times in a row because you've assumed. Over and over for months, you have assumed things that weren't true, and I didn't get the help I needed. I've needed to report this, and I got harassed by police who didn't understand because they didn't let me tell my story because instead they were worried about mental health. I told you something happened with the shelter, and that I just was getting advocacy and no interest in shelter, and you even said there are no shelters, there's no room, and then you tell me I'm homeless and to go to one, and I'm supposed to trust you?
There wasn't any. There's none in Ionia County.
Well, to tell me a different county's going to have better resources, how am I supposed to hide that with the doctor? I can't hide that, and I need my Klonopin. And this is deadly. That's wrong. Unless you won't even let me go on Zoom.
Right, which was why I said that I can help out with that on Monday or Tuesday.
My appointment isn't Monday or Tuesday, and I'm not going I'm not leaving to go to Ionia to an appointment.
Okay.
When I have stuff to do here. I'm busy having stuff to do here that I've asked for help with repeatedly. And not even 1 hour could come for all this time. I realize you're busy,
open on Friday and Monday.
But yet all of a sudden, because you read something, you're all of a sudden available.
No, I had those days off because we were supposed to go to frickin' camping.
Oh, so you kicked me out last second with no warning after being there since all year.
I didn't do any of that.
All year, but you're okay with it, that I'm going to be in the streets and you're okay with that. But it's okay just because I couldn't go to a vacation thing, then I'm supposed to be surviving. You promise, and every time I'm supposed to report, something that happens where you're not there, and I have to be able to count on you. And you promised, you said, I am not going to abandon you. And then you did exactly that. And I have abandonment trauma. I have horrible abandonment trauma. And I've been terribly abused by people. You can't tell someone that they're safe and then they'll out of the blue say, nope, you're not safe anymore, even though you've been there over 4 months and all your stuff is there. Hope you don't die in the streets with no Wi-Fi where you can't get anywhere and can't even look at a map or have any access to the internet or charge a phone when you're sick and dying. That's great. I've been here plenty long enough that if somebody's a friend, they would come and spend even an hour. I've called and I've texted and then you misunderstand things and I've asked and I've asked and I've asked and I've texted, and for months before I told you I was texting going, is something wrong? What's wrong? I'm always on edge wondering, why is someone mad? Why are people yelling? Why is everything off? Then I can't leave, and it's my fault that I have to sit upstairs and not get anything done because I'm only allowed to leave the house if your mom needs something from the store. I didn't even get my blood work done for my thyroid yet. And I was in the hospital in February. The doctor ordered that blood work ages ago, but I don't have a case manager because I'm not allowed to tell where I'm at. So I don't get any of that stuff done. And then if I get it done, then your mom pays both of us hell for it. And that's not fair to me or to you, to be honest. I'm trying. And it's not fair to just do to someone, and I did need help. And when the police came, it was very
yourself
easy.
That you didn't want case management services.
No, I said I didn't.
Talk about
I
peer
said
support services that
I know.
were offered to you.
No, you said that your boss said you couldn't have me anymore. And
right, exactly.
And
so
I
you
said
peer support services.
You said I couldn't have peer support services. No. And then it was about Francie. And then you said, well, what's her name? Chris. I think her name is Chris. That she went there and she's a bitch and don't trust them. And I get it. You know those people and I don't. I understand that. But I did need the services and I did need the help, and said I couldn't tell because of where I was. Well, I'm being left to die thanks to your mom, and that's not right. And I did need help reporting, and I have 6 government agencies that want my evidence, and I have to walk all around Lansing broken and try and get this accomplished. Because there's so many agencies. This is big. And I have the evidence to back everything. My court, 44th District, is a terrible court. They have so many things against them. It's terrifying. Mm-hmm. They know what 44th District is like. Mm-hmm. They already fired a judge from that district and multiple people from that district, including a prosecutor. There's been tons of corruption in that county. They know exactly what's going on. And then this has been a lot, and I keep saying it's a lot. It's all on my head. I got all these agencies, and I'm all alone. and I need help, and I get, okay, my evidence is traumatizing, I understand that. But then when you did try, and then, I couldn't even go out to the garden. And all of a sudden, just because there's a email, now I'm the one at fault. Don't forget that, I know that.
No, you told me to ask
You
you straight
did
up.
ask me,
And so
but
I
you
did
didn't
ask
ask
you
you,
straight up.
but you didn't ask me straight up when I was telling you about the police and needing help. You were just absolutely not even answering. And that's what you did before. And then I would ask you, what's wrong? Why don't I get any answers? Why don't I get any talking? Just like getting cut off. It's the silent treatment. It happens all the time. And then I wonder, what did I do? And then I'm texting you, are you mad at me? Are you okay? What's wrong? Because they're big things and they just get blown off. And then I feel like I can't say anything, and I shouldn't. But from the very beginning, it was supposed to be so I could tell and get out of this mess. The government has places for me to live. The government has victims advocacy and victims help. But in order to get those resources, you have to tell. And you have to have an advocate in order to tell. And I've been by myself, where people don't understand my PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
you
know,
do.
and I just told you on
Yeah,
off on
but
Friday and Monday.
you had all this other days in at night. You could have come even once after
No,
work as a friend. Even
if
as
we
a
would have
friend.
sat down together, this is not on me.
I asked you to come.
We did not, and I could not.
You could. And all of this time, there could have been even 1 hour, even when I said I needed some of my stuff, because I didn't have enough. I didn't plan on being this long. I said I needed stuff multiple times, and it didn't even matter. And it's stuff that's there that I couldn't get. And I asked, and I asked, and I've had to go without. And I'm very, very scared. I'm absolutely scared, and I've kept all this secret you asked me to keep, and I kept the address hidden at my peril for what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you can't do that, to just tell somebody that they have to just go with zero warning. You can't do it, and I'm going to respect it, but she's not allowed. I'll respect something out of no hassle, but that wasn't acceptable, and it's not even legal. I have enough on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
But your mom's lucky for that, because that's mean. And you did say, I will never abandon you. You don't tell those words to somebody who's been through what I've been through, and then abandon somebody. You said those words, and you even typed them, I'm not going to abandon you. And then you did. I said I needed this stuff with my meds. I said this stuff I needed.
And I talked to you, and I said, do you need me to pick up your meds? I straight up asked you that. I asked you about all that type of stuff.
Unless you've refused to come, I don't understand this. And just because, I don't know what to do. I just sincerely do not know what to do. I didn't even get any of my stuff done today that I needed for the actual federal government, because I couldn't sleep because I was crying, so upset.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm in a life and death crisis now. You can just go, uh-huh.
No, I'm listening to you.
I won't make it in the streets, and you know that. So that's That's just heartbreaking to me. That the person I told my daughter that I finally found this person and whatever that's not I feel stupid. I feel stupid. And
Well, I've
you
been
know
trying
my
to.
traumas and you know them. And this started when the guys excluded me when your mom was screaming and yelling about protesting and then wanted your brother and sister-in-law to only go, and you guys made plans without me and talked behind my back then. Your mom tells me things too. How do you think I know so much? Because it's on purpose. It's not right. Just like Melissa told me you won't take any medication. Melissa told me
But I
this.
never
Melissa
told her
told
that.
yeah.
I never told her any of that shit.
Well, it's
I
funny
never
because
said any of that stuff. She's just
she
frickin'
knows that
stirring
I
up
won't
fucking crap.
take it. Well, she knows that I don't need it, and she knows that it's my hippocampus and amygdala from extreme psychological abuse. And then that's what she said. And it's more than once. It's just like her telling me about my own stuff at the center. It's none of her business, and I asked for her not to be aware of those things.
I didn't tell her any of that
Well,
stuff.
I don't
If she
know if
sat there
she
frickin' listening when the window was open or this or that, I have no
she
idea.
can't hear both sides of the conversation, and if she's listening like that, then that's even more disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I tolerated it a lot and stayed out of the way and just sat upstairs crying, wishing to God I had anybody. The house could be full of people. I wasn't even allowed to go in the garden. I tried to talk to you one day and went outside. I ended up in the house crying.
When I was building a garden
You
bed,
wasn't building the garden bed, and I tried to help you, and you said no, don't help me because my mom will get mad. And I wanted to be a part of making a garden. I was kicked out of that too. And I needed to be able to speak at the steps. That was important.
right,
The biggest rally in the world.
That was an extremely huge misunderstanding.
No, that was not a
completely.
misunderstanding.
And then it was
I
frickin'
asked you not to
complete.
take her. I told you that was going to happen, and that I would get my strength taken from me, and I had to speak at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were yelling at me that I had a walkie. I got put in a crisis where I almost ended up in an ambulance. Yes, you did. And you were mad, and you were texting me that you were mad. Yes, you were mad. And you had, if you have to take your mom to an event and lie to her about coming to see me, do you not see how sick that is? That's not right of her to be doing. That's abusive, Melissa. And it wasn't fair. I got stuck and almost ended up in an ambulance, and you were my PTSD worker. You were my peer support. You weren't. Don't say that. I texted and there. I called and texted and there was no answer. You're the one who.
I called
please.
And I texted you and there was no answer too.
I had my phone in my pocket and I didn't have the Wi-Fi, and I had my phone in my pocket, Melissa, because of the fact that I had to work and I wasn't on the peace team and they threw me in the marshals.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Well, you would have if you did what the plans were with me. You changed the plans every single time. And I begged you, please don't bring her. It's going to end up ruined. You're not going to be able to be my partner. She's going to stop it and everything will be ruined. And so I didn't have my partner. And they had to reassign me. And I had a PTSD flashback in the street. And because I was doing a job I shouldn't have been doing. And I didn't get to talk. I didn't get to speak at the biggest rally ever, and no women and children were represented. And I was supposed to speak for the Women's Coalition.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge. And I needed that for my healing. And as a peer support, you should know that.
Mm-hmm.
And you work for suicide prevention. I have made suicide prevention cards with you. Are you going to make one for when you make sure I don't have any medication and I'm homeless in the streets?
I'm trying to help you right now, but...
Well, I can't get my medicine that early. It's not due until the 20th.
Okay,
Are you going to find me underneath the bridge? Oh, so you're going to have me homeless in the streets and find me where when I can't charge up a phone? How am I supposed to call you to come and pick up my meds in secret when I have no way to charge up a phone or have any ability to log into Wi-Fi?
Right. Well, that's the type of stuff that I was hoping to try to figure out, is where you're going to be at. Where can we find some place for you to have a home base at?
Mm. I'm supposed to find a home base when I'm in a hotel in a crisis, in a life and death crisis with 3 days left to my life. I'm supposed to find out a plan. I'm supposed to do something. I'm not going to trust coming up with something. Every time I listen to other people, something bad happens. And all of last week could have been avoided. I did not have to have people beating. I did not have to have people coming here, and I told them, just like at Sparrow Hospital, when I told them about that I had you for worker, and then I got left with no food for 40 hours because nobody could get in touch with you. That's a crisis worker, and I got left alone here, and I really needed, and I'm telling them I have a friend who's a crisis worker, and she knows what's happened. She knows this story, and she easily pulls me back out if I get a flashback. And they're like, okay, well, obviously you have no one because they're not answering and don't care. And I told you that I was in the middle of freaking appointments. I understand.
Please don't argue. We had made a plan of action to do this stuff as a team, as a plan of action, then things would have went a lot differently.
We did.
You did not.
You did Melissa,
not do a plan of action with
yes,
me
we
to
did.
Go on that week.
Do not talk to me in that tone of voice, please. And we did. And no, I tried. Yeah, we did. And I also tried before. I tried at the hospital. I tried other times. Well, I've tried to talk to you a bunch of times, and then you ignore me. And
That's not true.
Yes, you do ignore me. And then I ask you, what is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? And I'm texting, what is wrong? What is wrong?
And then I respond to you. It's because I'm working. And
no,
I'm doing
that's
stuff
just
and
the
I'm
last
stressed
couple
and I'm relaxing.
days. No, that's the last couple times. Before then, there's never been any consistent schedule. It's just like I traded.
Because my life isn't consistent.
Well, and that's fine. But, I had to trade all of my care from you into you spending the time having coffee with your mom and doing her shopping while I didn't get my stuff done. I had to trade all of that off. Don't forget that. That had to be traded off, and well, the billing is for my stuff, but it's not even for me. It's nothing that I needed to get done because then you're spending time with your mom, and I understood it. But while I can be so understanding, I did ask, and I did say I needed the help with them. I did say that. And now I have to write a report.
I know that you said that you needed the help, but you didn't make plans with me to
I
make
did,
sure
I
that
did, and
I
I
could take
tried.
time off to do the stuff.
I didn't ask you to take any time off. I came here, you had a day, and I'm not going to explain myself. You already know what happened. I need to finish.
No,
the
truth of the matter is that freaking if you wanted my support,
Melissa, I asked you, and you're not, and you've known. And I have to finish typing this out, so, thank you for accusing me of something that I didn't do. But, I have kept all of the secrets, and I have been absolutely screwed. I do not want...
Friday or Monday?
Nope. I will have to get a hold of... I am in the middle of typing something that I need for the morning. I'm going to have to call you back. Kiss my ass. I can't believe you're so mean to me.